Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akim. First of all, we want to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakadash. Double honors to our apostle, Elder Bishop, Elder Great Mills, as well. Peace and peace to all the brothers out there, pushing for and truth and sincerity. It's a couple brothers, getting together. The Heavenly Father, allowed us to get together and spirit lesson. Off of all of the brother of Mayan spirit, the beast shall hate the war. All right, I'm the brother Hanan, got the brother Mayan. Spirit again links us up together, through a lesson, prophesy. And that's part of the prophecy is these European nations, which make up the EU, NATO. Okay, because you got Canada as far as NATO as well, and Australia. So not every NATO nation is an EU nation. Okay, but all the EU nations are, are part of that beast. Okay, and you can see the rhetoric amongst them, how they're coming against America, because America is taking an aggressive stance against their allies. Okay, so you have like a video or something like that. Yeah. I just played video real quick. And what is this video on? Just how DJ Trump is pushing forward with plan, pretty much based on allies for them to hate America, which is prophesied in Revelation 17 about the beast that hate the war. So this is just a prime example of some of the reasons why the beast is now hated the war. Yeah, and the war represents America, which is likened us to a woman, a loose woman that went around and took advantage of everybody, pretty much burnt the nation, gave them like an STD, essentially. That's why the scripture says nations are mad. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. And it talks about how the nations are angry, they're mad now. They're in like a drunken rage. And that's what's going to fuel this World War III, is that the kings of these different nations, they're going to be in a different mindset than they are now. Because a lot of times they still cooperate with each other. They still have like alliances with each other. But we know that alliances, they break. And America breaks every other. You got it. Yeah, we can pretty much just wrap the video up right here, and just go into it. But just to show you here how, it doesn't matter what anyone says, right? Donald Trump, DJ Trump, is going to still say what he wants to say and do what he wants to do. But at the end of the day, is it actually him that's doing it? No, because when you go into Proverbs 21:1, it says the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, right? And he's the one who's in control. Yeah, you got it? That's pretty good.
Proverbs 21 and verse 1. It reads, it says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
The trump is like a king present day. Is he might not be called a literal king, but he's the ruler of what called free world. Right? He's making it known. Which is why he's going around, making claims, right? Speaking out, with a proud mindset, right? So showing kingship, saying, whatever I want, I get, or else, right? And this is what you're seeing, prophecy being fulfilled, and you didn't know exactly how it's going to unfold. Growing up, the 10 toes, that dream that Daniel had. But now, in the real time, you see a build-up of that 10 toes, right? Who makes fiery, the clay and fiery, right? A separation, if you will, and a hatred towards what went into the war, like into a war. Why? Because it's basically fornicating with other nations, right? Doing all kind of abominable, right? Committing adultery because they're not faithful. Because there's people in America who are starving, begging for a handout. They got a drug pandemic, right? Where people are leaned over, and here it is, they're offering aid to other countries. How about you help your own citizens, man? You're not in a position to be giving a handout to a lot of your own subjects, right? Or begging, right? So it's like a loose woman has things at home content to, but she's out there gallivanting with other men. Yeah. That's what the Bible have her America as a whole.
Yeah, like you know, which got the iron, which makes them strong. And this, like the scripture say, who can make war with the beast? You didn't have it. You didn't have any nations that can militarily as a whole. As the Edomite nations came together, the beast came together. Nobody can touch it. They have military and economic dominance. Okay, but it said that it had this miry clay. So they're together, but it's not the alliance is not strong. It's not. There's really no cohesion. It's easily broken. Clay does not make iron. So you can see that through. You have different nations that are economically unstable. You have weak nations and you have stronger nations in that alliance. What is America showing? That they have dominance over the other weaker nations within that alliance. And if they go and they take Greenland, which is the territory of Denmark, which Denmark shouldn't have that land anyway. Number one, they took that from the Gadites. All right, so it's not even their land. But if America takes that land, that sets a precedent. Why in the European nations like, well, why wouldn't he come and take France? Why wouldn't he come and take Germany? Why wouldn't he come and take all these other nations? So they're gonna fight and defend and take their territory integrity. And we're starting to see that alliance break apart in real time with the prophecy. With the prophecy says we've been reading for decades. Right? Okay, from our apostle elders longer. Okay. So I think it's the key part as rivers of water. He's turning so the hand is basically control mechanism. Right? You move it this way, that way. But so multi is basically moving the chess piece. Right? At the end of the day, multi is moving things forward. And it's control everything. So Donald Trump controls nothing. We're going to the scriptures and making it very clear. They're going to make it plain on tables, right? Isn't this called tablet? Table. A lot of you are watching this live stream, right? Live stream of the waters. So this is live streaming. It's also called the water. You know what I mean? So the Most High is using his hand, which is Yahweh, right hand man, to bring forth prophecy for time. The king's heart, mind, is in the hands.
You know, but so y'all just sitting back and say, "Well, the son's got this, right?" Where the stand, where the mindset of Yahweh is the spirit of prophecy, which is a real thing. Like, you know, we didn't plan this. The spirit jumped on us, hey, prophesy.
Yeah. It was all written.
God.
It was already written before the foundation of the earth. That on this day we were talking about this. You know what I mean? And I got you said the hand. If I can bring precept out there to back that up. Precept must be upon precept, right? Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Lord.
There you go, right? So the lead hand, you know, you got a term in the world, lead hand. The lead hand is Yahweh, right? He's the right hand man of Yahweh, right? And is the prophet David, the king, prophet David, did he say, let's join with them? He said, disappoint and cast it down. So what is this you're talking about? You're going and going into the scriptures up against and going in the hands of the wicked. Okay?
It's like, no, it's like, because you start, I'm like, well, look at today. Is the powers to be, are they saying they want to join together with the Israelites or with the Most High? Are they trying to make the alliance? Their alliance is they're fighting amongst each other. They're not even in agreement with each other. At any time, are they saying, hey, so-called black people, come over, you're gonna be part of the you're gonna have a position at the table. Oh well, they have Davos, right? They have the Davos right now, the World Economic Forum up there in Switzerland, which is a high place. Okay, which is the highest point in Europe. And what they're doing there, they're enchanting and they're spewing out their witchcraft, right? Do any of you so-called blacks and Native Americans, you have a table at the seat at Davos? Okay, are they asking you, what do you think? Are they asking you, you know, the black community, do you have a seat at Davos? And then are they asking you where should the world, you know, where should the see? You know, hey, when you out wherever your house shy is, Satan is there too. Satan's always okay.
So you can't, you know, one-sided. The Lord will purpose. He's about what things that are contrary to that we're contrary to them. They're contrary to us. Or are you gonna be like a movie? You know, like a movie when it's all you know, this man is helping the old lady across the street. It's all the movie about this man seeing old ladies helping across the street. No, you want somebody to like rob the old lady.
It's good things happening in the movie.
Good. Yeah.
Like, there has to be some type of fight. Paul spoke about that spiritual battle, spiritual war. You know, we're as they're right now. They're casting out their enchantment. You know, the Stargazer, the month of prognosticator. There has to be a force that combats that. Okay, and that's what's happening right now. We're that, even though it may seem low level to these people, this is the highest booty weapon that you can wield on the planet Earth. The scriptures broken down in its proper perspective through the proper teacher set up. Okay,
we ain't carnal men. We don't need no guns. We don't need no safety tool. All we need is a smartphone and press play. Right? A smartphone and a laptop. And this is good enough to shake up the kingdoms. You don't think that they tune in and watch our videos? Why do you think you got a referee with a whistle telling you, hey, misinformation and take brother's channel down? If we're so incompetent and not worried of anything, leave us alone. You know what I mean? Let us. We're talking results. And we're talking to each other. So why are you blocking brother's channel, taking brother's channel completely down with a lot of good information on it? Because you're watching it, and it's just sending fear to them. It says great fear from them when we stand on our feet. You know?
Yeah, and not us calling ourselves Black Panther,
Gone.
or calling ourselves movie,
Gone.
or Islam. They don't care about that.
No. They encourage it.
Yeah, they're all for it. They fund it.
Gone.
They fund it and they control it.
Gone.
And then they destroy it when they want to destroy it, or they keep it around when they want to keep it around. But as soon as this thing came on the scene, then really, if you think about it, once the philosophy for life, once this thing really started the philosophy to take off, you see how the world, you see where the world is at now. We're literally speaking about a U.S. president coming and taking over a NATO backed nation. Like 20 years ago, you could not even imagine it. We're at the brink of World War III. You know that? Can you imagine that? Where nuclear missiles are going to be shot off, when billions of people are going to perish? We're at that. But it seems normal. It seems fine when you go to the grocery store, you take a woman out on a date, you can drop the kids off to school, you do still particular things. The scriptures speak about that, as in the days of Lot, as in the days of Noah, they were eating, they were drinking, they were giving in marriage. Until all of a sudden, boom. And you can see, just like the pandemic, it is like one day everything locked down.
And because niggas can get like a 2-for-1 deal right now. I mean, 2 pizzas, pepperoni, a large bottle of Pepsi, and dessert for $19.99. He thinks it's in good taste.
Well, what did the scripture say that? In 9, upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good taste.
God.
But even then shall evils multiply in the earth.
Right.
Yeah, I was there on that.
Maybe start at verse 1, 17, verse 1. The topic of this one is called the doom of Babylon, which is what we're speaking about right now. Going to Revelation 17:1, it says, and there came one of the 7 angels, which had 7 vials, and then talked with me, saying unto me,
And the vials are the plague. Because the 7th vial that's going to be poured out, what is that? That's the nuclear missile. And the elect are going to be saved between the 6th and the 7th. Okay?
Because for all hell breaks loose, we are predestined. We'll say we, the most humblest facet of the word we. We're the hopeful elect, so we're hoping that the ones that are speaking this truth, ones that are true believers, right, are the ones that can be exempted from what's righteous, right? Point indignation in the Bible, which is the Lord's righteous finger. The Lord has the right to kill each and every living person right now. Why? Because sin comes with a wage, comes with a payment. Like anything that you do that you work for, you desire to be paid for. So when you sin, the Lord outlined it didn't start like I'm starting. The Lord said, listen, the wages of sin is death. So when you sin, you should die. So if you're walking around now, you're not sin free, so you shall be dead. Okay, but the Lord is about patience, right? And long suffering. So this is why people, walking around thinking they're good days. No. So we are hoping how that we're the men that were predestined to outline in the book of Ephesians, right? The first chapter, to be exempted, right, from this destruction.
Because the scriptures say, okay, there'll be many created, but you shall say. So we pray that we are exempt from these times, with the water in Ezekiel the 9th chapter. And best believe me, people are going to look at us completely different when the deal goes down. Like right now, the regular, it's going to be completely different when the deal goes down, when there is a fear of war, when we're actually experiencing famine, when you just can't go to a particular store. You're using a biometric to be able to go into a grocery store. The grocery store is autonomous, meaning you need biometrics to get in. First, they'll start with like a hand scan, or even your credentials on your cell phone to even go into the store. Now you can freely do whatever you can really just do whatever you want. But that's all getting ready to stop, man. And we're in that time right now. Okay, you got it.
It says, come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great war that sitteth upon many waters.
We have made it plain to you who the great war was. Because at one point, the Bible was written in code. But we're set up to bring more clarity, shed light. right? To be the step Yahushua. Yahushua is the light. All right? Because we come in the same step, we're here to shed the light of on what which was covered in darkness. Right? This whole place, right, is shrouded in mystery. And we are those men that's going to remove the veil. That's the term revelation. Revelation means pull back the veil. Right? So what was hidden, we're not showing you what that true meaning concerning Yahweh. Right?
And it reads, verse 2.
Oh yeah, because if I can just add to that, because it's a mystery, because America has went around the world destroying the nation, destroying much people, and it has not received the judgment. So in people's minds, like, well, hold on, you can do all this evil and nothing happens. Yeah, God bless America. So now, like you said, we're bringing clarity and saying, no, I'm gonna show there's a mystery. There's a mystery that there's actually a judgment prepared for this place. Okay, mystery Babylon. Babylon the Great. You can't go around the earth and do all this wickedness, do all this evil, and get off scot. So this is a mystery that nobody knows, that the world is not acquainted with. But now, through the preaching of the word, the prophet, the whole world is being acclimated to what's getting ready to happen. So when it does happen, they know who did it.
If you jump to verse 5, what you said.
Okay.
In verse 5, it says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great.
Hold on. That word great to your body. What's Trump's slogan? Make America great again. So he's using words that are prophetic. That word great is not, we're the greatest nation. So that mystery Babylon, the great, should go, link it together.
But they're all saying that, America is the greatest place on earth.
God.
Right? So when you go here, it says Mystery Babylon, the greatest place on earth, which is America. So you should know that this is speaking about you over there. Maybe over here too. It says Mystery Babylon.
Because he's experienced with both sides of the playing field. He's saying, man, you say this, it's like America. Yeah, see,
It's a mini Babylon. It's literally a mini Babylon. That's all that it is. Not you can. It's a little turn down. That's all. It's a little turn down, but the same.
It reads, the mother of harlots, mother of whoredom, and abominations.
See, you got like the mistress of witchcraft. You got the mistress, which is the head of the harlot. It's like a woman that you go to a what's it called?
Miss
Madame. Yeah, a brothel where they have the madam, the mistress. That's America. Because he goes around all these other nations. He goes everywhere. He goes everywhere, and she makes them porous like her.
It's everywhere in the world you go, it's American. Right? They push their philosophy, their way of life on people. Talking about we want to make those people free. That's why they want to go into Iran too. Because they want to get the woman over there to start kissing that boy. You know what I'm saying?
And destroy the family structure. Have the man and the woman fight. Have the children rebelling. Have chaos. They need chaos because look, we have to understand what is their ultimate goal. NWO. Their ultimate goal is for everybody to fight under the skies of that. Implement implement a digital system that can control the whole earth. So it makes sense why Trump is fighting against Europe, the EU, NATO, and all that, because in the new to the world to the order, and you guys like that, there will be no alliance like it's all one nation. It's all one people. It's borderless. So they have to destroy the old in order to bring the new in. But see, in the midst of them doing that, that's when they're going to actually be destroyed. In the fullness of their sufficiency, they should be in straits. Right. So right now, Trump is being used to actually destroy the old alliances, to destroy the old financial system, to destroy the old hegemony. All right? And through that, what's going to emerge? A one world system, governed by a RFID microchip. That's what's coming. So beyond all this is all really distracting. But nevertheless, it applies because it is fulfilling prophecy. So we speak about it. Okay.
Back into Revelation here, it says in verse 2, it said, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So pretty much what you're just talking about. They went around the world and they spread their philosophy, they spread their way of life all across the world. So now the inhabitants of the world, which are you regular people, whether you be a Jake, Edomite, Moabite, Ammonite, whatever you are, you have been made drunken with the wine of the fornication of this world. Yeah? You now want to live like how the poor is living, right?
Because when you like a whore's life, it's fun. Mm-hmm. You know, the pleasure of laying with somebody and you're getting money off it, and you're getting rich. You know what I mean? Like it's fun in the beginning, and then it catches up with you. You start getting diseases, your body starts breaking down. You know, it's not the same. So now these other nations, they're starting to actually experience the repercussions of living like poor. And now they're bad. Now amongst all that, they want to break away from the war. That's why they're setting up other economic pathways for the rich. The bigger the circumvent of this forest hold that America has. And then they're like, man, what do this? You know, now they're gonna all come together. They're gonna we're gonna go read into it, it's gonna burn with fire.
Verse 3, it says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So it says here that a woman sat upon the scarlet beast. Now, this woman that is sitting on the scarlet beast is actually the one who is carrying the beast, who is leading the beast, who was leading the beast actually, or is still leading the beast. The beast is what you call the European Union and NATO, right? And we know the woman is Babylon the Great, which is America. And America is the one who was leading and running these other countries, right? And verse 4, it says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Yeah, homosexuality. Okay. You know, that's one of the main ones.
The port hub of the world.
Yeah.
America is the port hub of the
world. It's literally free. And bro, this shit is so vast, it's free. It's like it's unlimited. So you're like, what are these people doing? Like, people are freaky. That's what they're doing. They're uploading themselves doing the most freakiest acts online. That's part of it. And what does that do? That actually destroys the psychology of society. It actually lowers the guard of society. It brings down your IQ. It brings down your morals. It destroys cohesion between the family. It destroys expectations with the opposite sex. Because you looking at it, you like, she need to do this and do that. And you watching this, she need to do this, she need to do that. And like, bro, that's not what people do. That's all to destroy it.
Well, it says you can tell the morality of the society by how the women carry themselves. Right? Because society where the women are basically poor tells you a lot of society, because usually the mother nurtures the child. You know, all you do is outside the home, the mother brings it up. The mother is downloading her view of how things should be. The mother being out there. The child is it's a girl, and it's a boy. It can be a moment. You know, they're very feminine. You know, you can't put bass in your voice for men because you speak to a girl. You know what I mean? A man should be able to accentuate his voice and his feeling, and you're the head of the house, right? And that's what this transvestite thing came in full force, because in the law it says a man shall not wear what belongs to a woman, neither shall one put on what belongs to a man. Paraphrase. So that word trans just means change, and vest means garment. So that transvestite was spoken of in the scripture. So now you got a woman wearing a pants. When I was growing up, or if you look at your pictures of your grandparents, grandmas always got smile and wearing a dress, no pants. And the same world said, who wear the pants in this house? Yeah. Now I think that we both do.
But that's what happens. You're the leader is represented, right? That's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have the truth. Can you read that last part again? Revelation 7. We're talking about with all abomination.
It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
See, the purple represents royalty. Purple in the scarlet was red, which represents the crimson crime. Okay, but these are colors of opulence. Okay, so it was decked out. It had all the dignity. Jonathan seen an actual woman. He's seeing an image of this woman decked out, the finest red. Yeah, she bad. Not only she bad, she got the top clothing. You know? Oh, would they show you that
Leo?
Matrix? Yeah. That red.
So, and decked with gold.
And decked. You know, Jason decked out. You know? Decked with gold, boy.
And precious stones
here
and pearls.
Yeah, you got a woman with the finest clothing that money can buy, and have it's decked out with gold everywhere, jewels everywhere, pearls everywhere. This is a very alluring woman. Everybody want to get this one. Why wouldn't I want to?
Go back into why everybody is going through the chaos that they're facing right now in America, because you got people running away from Peru, Mexico, Honduras, all of these other Latin countries, Haiti, Jamaica, running across the border and going to America for a better life. Yeah, from Europe. People leaving a first world country, Europe, to go to America trying to find a better life.
Yeah.
So even though you have a better life in Europe, you're still running to America to get a better life, which is exactly what they're saying.
Right.
They see this gold and this whore decked out with all this garment, and they're running there trying to get a piece of that.
Yeah. This fine woman, man. This fine woman, and you can get a piece of it.
Mm-hmm. Not
She
knowing
allows you to. She'll open up a piece.
exactly.
It's not like, oh man, you try to, try to get she bad, man. And it's like, I'm probably gonna have no chance. She probably gonna turn me down, so I'm not gonna do it. I have no chance. Yeah. She'll accept anybody.
Mm-hmm. That's real quick. Based on the precious stones that poor that's going to the nation. As the nation was likened to a precious stone. Mm-hmm. Right, the book of Exodus. Each the 12 stones.
Right.
Right. That were precious. So you know that the children of Yahweh and Shai, right? America's bragging, and the nations know who we are.
Yeah.
Right. They know that the precious stones, right, up most high, is
yeah.
America's sitting on them. Right.
As well as Jacob the gold too.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, remember it said like gold, silver, some of the wood. 2/3 of the wood, man. Right? And we're the ones going to be purged out. We're going to have all those filth, right? That's been downloaded in our psyche, right? As children, watching your cartoons, going to your fool system, saying as we're black people. There's some people called black people, people called white people. No damn such thing. We're a nation. We just remember the nation. You have Edomites, you have Israelites, you have Jebusites. All is nation, not colors. Because within every nation is all kind of colors.
Yeah, different people type. God within the nation.
Go ahead.
It says, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of fornication.
And that filthiness and fornication, they're going into a different country and telling them they're free to people, giving them liberty to do what their life, just to be mold. Right? They come into your country giving more rights. Right? And if you know, we can't say, right, what more actually means, but if you know. Once America is in your country and you want to do business in America, you have to subscribe to their mentality, and their mentality is off contrary to man and woman union.
Yeah, and what do they do that for? To lower you. This is how you find strong, right? If you come into a society full of men, warriors, it's hard to take them down. But say you take them down, you got to keep them down, right? So how do you keep them down? You allow them to continue. You allow them to rise back up to come against you again, or do you come in and do you give them ideologies to allow them to participate in, sodomite behavior?
Mhm.
Do you flip the control over the household? You give it to the woman. You kick the man out of the house. You do all these things to destroy the structure that cohesion. So now you have dominance over all of divide and conquer, even all the way down to the family structure, even all the way down to your own body. Because the people's body, what is sickness? It's pretty much there's a divide. The body is not one. It's not a unity. So from all the way from the nation states to each individual person, the plan of the devil was to bring a divide, to cause confusion, to give you an illusion of choice, but the choice actually brings death.
We got no choice. It's as the Most High says, that shall be done. Like you don't have no freedom of choice, and how much you have written. None of the prophets work. If a nigga had the ability to change shit around based on how he thinks or she thinks, then it's always most of it is a part of order. So in order, this thing is unfolded. All right, we're just calling it out, saying, "Hey, we know why because we subscribe to the truth, subscribe to the doctrine." That's how we say boldly. Yeah. And we say, "Thus saith the Lord."
This is Revelation 17. It says, "And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, and with the blood of the mirth of Yahushua, the martyr."
Martyrs are the one that stands stiffly, boldly. That man see out there in the highways and the hedges, highways and byways, that's what I'm putting it, right? Doing the videos. We know some of us are going to die in this truth, for this truth.
Yeah.
Think the wedding vow is death do us part. So hey, listen, man, death do us part. And then even though we die, we know there's no such thing as death. When we transcend, right, to the spirit world, we're good. We have another body waiting for us. With Corinthians,
Yeah.
So we're growing this for the Christian body.
Yep.
And we promised a body like that. How much doesn't decompose, doesn't break down, doesn't get sick, doesn't talk about my back's hurting me.
And only the elect can actually imagine that and believe that it continues the path even unto death. Okay? If you tell that to the average person, they go, okay, you know what I mean? But the elect will have a different mind to be able to do it. In the face of death, they'll say, fuck, done. Take me out. Like, we know we have another body prepared for it. We know that this is not the end all be all. This is really not reality. This is hell, really. If you really think about it, knowing how great we are and where we came from and how low we are now, this is a hellhole. Right? We completely fallen. Okay, we have no respect. We have no respect for the world stage. Okay, but that respect will come on a whole different level. So this is why we'll take the death. You got to be prepared for that, because some of us will perish as being witnesses, martyrs. The word martyr means witness. Okay, for Yahushua. Okay, did not our Lord die? And the servant is not greater than his master. Okay.
It says, "And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration."
Hey, so even though you'll be going off, most understand. America it promises like a beautiful life, man.
It's alluring.
Done.
At one point, America, you could come to America and win. Even Jake, like there's a lot of people that came to America one because it was that American dream. Now people are complaining because
It's a nightmare.
it's a nightmare now because they're done with that. That was the hook, line, and sinker to get you in. They're done with all that. Now they're bringing you into a whole new world order, in which the whole goal was to put a chip inside. Because remember, I think there's the story of the Okinawan. I forget, but basically, I don't know it by heart, but basically, like a pig farm. So like it was a village, right? It was a village, and in the village they would actually have to go out and hunt the pig, right? So the top guy would be like the hunter, and you could only get like one or two, right? But then there was this trapper. He came in, he built a cage. He built the cage. Everybody looked at him. What is he doing? And basically, he would feed the pig, but he'll keep two paths. You can come in and go out. The pig herd, right? So he'll feed the pigs, but they can freely go out and they can freely go in, right, on both sides. There's two ways, go in and out. And then over time, they got comfortable, right? And then he closed one door. So now you can go in one way and out one way. It's only one way. But they got comfortable because now the pigs, they don't have to go out and hunt for themselves. The children learn from their parents how to hunt. The children, they don't even know how to hunt anymore because now the food is given to them, right? And this is what the trapper was doing. So he had two entrances where you go in and out, and he closed one so they didn't get suspicious, and he allowed that to happen for a while. And then one day, boom, closed all of them. Now you trap them. And that's basically what the American dream was. It was a trap. It got you hook, line, and sinker. Certain people were able to experience it a little bit, and win a little bit. You got some wealth. But now it got you into this. Now you're completely dependent on the system. You don't know that. You don't know the herbs. Okay? You don't have a farm. Okay? You don't have a stream. You don't even know, you can't even clean water. Okay? You are completely dependent on the system. If the system failed right now, you are completely you have no option. If you get sick, you have to go to the doctor. Okay? If you want a job, you have to go and get employed by you got to get some kind of certificate, school, or get a job. You are completely dependent on the system, right? So they got you there. So now they can do whatever the hell they want. They can come in and they can say, hey, look, in order to go to the store, you need a tip. In order to leave the house, you need permission. They got you already. So that's basically what the whole so-called American dream was to get you into the system first. They got to get you into the system first. And they allowed EBT part of it. They allowed Jake to have all the years. You don't have to go work. $1,000 for food every month.
$1,000 got you use it to buy a certain.
Yeah.
Program.
Yeah.
You want to get a certain type of cereal. You can get milk. You can get processed cheese. Not what's specific to what you can get. Now we're going into a system like you're saying where they're going to give you UBI, universal basic income. And that now you're going to be limited to the amount of meat you buy, what you can actually do with that money. So we're going back into that system. Yeah. And no, it's not only that, because he's now coming out saying that, that the phone is going to be in your right hand. The phone is going to be in your right hand.
Yeah, because he sold out.
So you're going to use the phone to buy food.
Yeah, and that's what before a small time. Yeah, we believe that. They're going to transition because remember, this is new. Paper money, that's new, bro. That's new. Before paper money, it was a barter system. People use gold and silver. Okay, so then you have paper money. They changed the whole standard of paper money, and then what did they do? They went to credit and debit cards. That was completely new. And now we're at digital payment. You can use your phone to actually pay. So now it's going to be put into a chip, right? It's going to be put in the chip. It's going to be put inside. How is that so hard to understand? But it's hard to understand the back. It's hard to understand if you don't have the whole privilege.
Okay, the second part of EPS 77, the gifts for the art. Yeah. So your mind, once you get paid off, so what bad thing?
Yeah, I don't see nothing. That's it. I was about to say that. If somebody give you, hey, look, or you see it in these movies, hey, look, you didn't see it. You get like a bag. You didn't see nothing. See what? You got a big lump of money. Now, somebody give you $50, you didn't see it. But if somebody give you $1 million, say, hey, you didn't see nothing. What are you talking about? Who are you? You act like I don't. You know. So that you don't think there's been sellouts amongst Israel? The scriptures tell us that. There's sellouts. There's individuals that have no integrity. And then on the other side of that, right? Most times he has men that will not sell. He puts it in your spirit not to. Not that you are such a great person, is that he just puts it in your spirit not to. Out of 7,000 men that would not bow down to this fall.
So yeah, I'm gonna go to verse 7. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now you got it. Go get 7 again.
It says, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery.
Oh, yeah, if I may, because that I want to get that word admiration. Because John is actually looking at an actual image, a vision of a woman. He's actually looking at a woman, but it represented America. It represented people. Okay, that word for admiration is duama. Okay, it says a wonderful thing, a wonder, marvel. Okay, so John, he looked at this woman. You know, he said, beautiful woman. I've never seen anything like this. You know, so he was like, he didn't understand what he was seeing. He just saw a beautiful woman, which represented America. So how much more? Look, that's fast forward to a modern time when these other nations, when they first initially looked at America. Wow. That's their whole thought. What? Why did you go to America? It's free, and you could make a lot of freaking money. You know, you weren't confined to your nation's. You can get rich. You can have freedom. That John was seeing it. You know, and he pretty. You know, the angel pretty much. You got it. I just wanted to bring that point.
There's a show called Wheel of Fortune, where you can spin a damn wheel and walk a millionaire, man.
Yeah.
No?
Only in America,
man. You know, you go to the store,
that's crazy.
You spin a wheel and buy some $10 million.
Yeah, or the lotto.
Done.
You just all you do is pay like $2 or whatever,
Scratch ticket,
and then you scratch ticket, and then you. So you in a different country, and you catch hell and poverty, and somehow you see something like that.
you want to go?
You like you can become a millionaire overnight, or you get a dancer or a singer, become the most millionaire, or I can shoot a ball in a hoop and be a most millionaire. Are you serious?
Movie star.
Or I can be a computer programmer and make $200,000 a year, or build a website or sell a product. I can make all like you. I want to go to America.
That's the woman materializing, and materializing is what materialism. So we offer all the material anything your mind can fathom, can dream of, think of. It's here. It's available to you right here, right now. It's gonna get here.
Yeah, and you got a whole underground sex club where you can go and swing. You can take your woman and it's just no holds bars. Right? You can have as much SEX as you want. And it's like that only in America. Like, bro, only in America you can do that. You can pay like a monthly fee and you can go there and please every lust you ever had in your life. That's why people wanted to come to America. Okay? To fulfill your lust. It's all illusion, but while you're doing that, you're actually destroying yourself. Okay? And you're bringing judgment upon you. That's why the judgment is going to be so bad. Okay?
So when I saw the woman, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel?
Yeah, why are you looking at? Why are you marveling at this for? Why are you looking at this for like, you know? Like, you know, you got a fine chick in the hood, and you got your boy from out of state come, but the fine chick that's in the hood, she been passed around. Nobody giving her no time. But he come, he like, oh, look at this is a hole right here. You know, so that's basically what the angel tells him. This is a hole. You know,
Says, I will tell thee the mystery of the woman.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you all her. I'm gonna tell you all her past. What she been doing. Oh, she got this. She got AIDS. You didn't know that. She got this. She got that. She got her last dude that she got other dudes in prison. I'm gonna show you the mystery. I'm gonna give you the secret of this. You know,
Says, and the beast that carrieth her,
the EU, NATO,
which have the 7 heads and the 10 horns.
yeah, which are the rulers of those nations. Okay. Yeah, no, we can go to were you gonna jump down to verse 16?
Yeah.
Because this is all going into how the NATO and the EU are going to turn on America, and eventually they're going to be part of the destruction of America by shooting fire on America. Yeah, okay, verse 14. Okay, yeah, you got it. You got it.
Yeah, it says, these shall make war with the Lamb. Sorry, this is Revelation 17, verse 14. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them.
Right. America, NATO, and the EU, they're all going to go to war. Or this whole beast is going to go to war with the Lamb, Yahushua. How's Yahushua coming? And so far, UFO. Now, the great thing about it is, on the TV and in the U.S., they're unclassifying all the so-called UFO documents. And they're saying that there's some type of intelligent force that's out there. And they're not saying, oh, this is a friendly force. They're preparing to go to war with it. And they show you that in all the movies, too. How they're going to go to war with these entities that are in the sky. This is Yahushua and Mighty Angels. We understand that. And that's a deeper mystery, too. That these outer world vehicles are going to enter into our realm.
It says, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful.
Remember that. Called, right? The Spirit said, what many are called, but few are chosen. The ones that are with Yahushua, they're called, they're chosen, and they're faithful all the way to the end. So you got to have all of that. Not everybody is called. Damn sure not everybody is chosen. And we know that everybody's faithful. Because you're gonna have a lot of men that are called into this thing. They're gonna lose the faith. There's men losing the faith now because they're saying, well, nothing is happening. But how much more when things are actually happening?
Well, those men who saying, things are not happening, they're set up. They were set up to be seeing all the warnings. Right? It says, maybe a watchman at the outside place. Yeah. What's a watchman? A watchman stays on top of the wall and looks out for danger. Danger. You get what I'm saying? So they were pretty much paying attention, like they should, or if they had that gift, or if they were, if they were chosen to see it, they would have seen it. So they're not chosen. Well, they're chosen. They're chosen to be a part of the 2/3. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, and then remember too, with any job comes responsibilities, and there's pros and cons. You know what I mean? Because the Lord says the watchman, but there's a lot of hell that's associated with it too, right? And then you got Satan that's trying to knock you. Remember, it's spiritual. You got Satan that's trying to take you away from that.
Well, the watchman, the biggest thing is that's what you have to get. Yeah, because I was sitting there. That's it. Wow. When you're applying for a job, you're getting back in mind. You can't fall asleep. And everyone be a watchman was an easy thing to do.
Yeah. No, you're right, because that's essentially like a security guard. And I remember when my first job was a security guard, and I fell asleep, bro. And you are quiet on the job too. And when I fell asleep, this happened like with 2 different security companies. I fell asleep, they robbed the place.
On your watch.
Yeah, on my watch. And then the second one I had, that was at like a store. I was 18 years old. And they robbed the lady that was there that worked. I was in the car. Right? And then my second one, where it was like a whole shopping center, outdoor shopping center, like more upscale, San Diego upscale people there. They got money, like it's money. I go to sleep, bro. I get a call on my cell phone. There's been a break-in. I go up there. They go to a jewelry store. Leave it out. I'm glad I wasn't awake. They might be guns and stuff like that. But the owners came in. You know what I mean? But they didn't know I was asleep, but I was asleep. But that's the, like you said, the biggest. It's so-called easy job, but all you do is watch. But the biggest fear is falling asleep on the job. So you got to fight that. What if you have problems at home?
So you got so pretty much right now we have a certain amount of men who are set up, who are always awake, watching, praying, prophesy, and warning the people about what's coming. Yeah. Then you have a certain amount of people like these so-called pastors who's in these Christian churches. Some of these people on the street not want these prophets or so-called prophets on the street who's not even teaching the people about the MOTB, which is a freaking it's danger that's coming. Yeah, major prophecy that's coming to the people. You know, so if you're not warning the people about what the MOTB really is, you are pretty much sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't work.
Yeah. So you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Because you're sleeping, they can't work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's like almost like, and then you got certain guys that know what's going on, but they pay not to stay kind.
Yeah.
So it's thing that
take this because you didn't see anything.
Yeah, you didn't see that. And then I don't see nothing. Here it is, the system being set right in front of me. And they're saying it openly. Now I don't see nothing. Nope. You know, so you got guys like that. And you got individuals that are like just ignorant. They don't even like the most I open up their mind. And what are they doing? They're telling them they're old. As a say, well, if I may, can I get that real quick?
What is it?
That Jeremiah. Yeah. Isaiah 30. Isaiah 30. Because we have people can see what's going on, but you got Jake. No. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to know the things that are like this. I just say ignorance is bliss. Cognitive dissonance. Yeah. They don't want you to rain on their parade. Like you party it, you don't want to hear somebody say something, upsetting, or they got to think about, next week and they got bills. Let me just party. Let me just read Isaiah 30. And in 8, it says, now go right in before them take that take, and note it in a book that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is the rebellious people, blind children that will not hear the law of the Lord. So you have particular individuals, Israelites, that they hear the prophet, they hear the watchman. They don't want it, but they don't want to hear it. Okay? What's safe is here. See not. And to the prophet, prophesy not with right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy teach. And this is why the court they make money. Here. If you actually tell somebody what they need to hear, you're going to get a completely different reaction. Yeah.
He's always telling me that I'm supposed to leave this man's wife alone. No, I'm gonna. You're not dealing with it right. So I'm gonna go deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to hear that. So they say, no, I don't want to hang out with this brother because he's always coming with this self-righteous stuff.
Yeah, it's like King Ahab with Micah the prophet. Right? He's like, now I don't want to hear from Micah. He's always saying something bad against you. He's always saying, Micah was telling you, thus said the Lord. But you didn't want to hear it. You want to hear, like you said, you can't sleep with all these people, you can't commit adultery and stuff like that. I don't want to be able to but you're not doing it. You want to be what a guy was saying. It's good no way. You do it.
Jamaica always said, boots him up.
You want to be around somebody like that. That is like a horse woman wants to be around other horses.
And she would hate a woman that's not like herself.
And that's what the scripture says.
Yeah. She would hate
the whole time, if they do hang out, the horse woman is trying to flip and turn the virtuous woman into a whore.
It's a man, that's Kurt Schroeder.
Yeah.
Get the Penn Snyder. Or show some David.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Let me just finish this last verse. Get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the both one to see from the poor. They don't want to hear the truth. There's a lot of so we're not here to force it down your throat. We're not here to try to convince you why you think how we think. You don't care. Okay. This is not for everybody. And we get that. So you believe what you believe, we will believe what we believe, and we'll see how that works.
It says, verse 17, so Revelation 17:15. It says, and he saith unto me, the watchers which thou sawest. Oh, sorry. So that, yeah, we're going to watch it right now. So it said, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So this is pretty much saying it's people from all across the world. People from all nations. Speak all different languages. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
And we're seeing it. We're actually seeing the 10 horns start to have, a negative connotation against the whore, Babylon, the whore. Okay? What's it called? Not the Danish. It's one of them. I think a Danish lawmaker called Trump F off or something crazy. It's like they're like saying curse words at each other. And we know that when you start to say curse words, it was Denmark, yeah, like a lawmaker in Denmark or something like that. He cursed out Trump, right? And we know that when you start cursing, you can have like a disagreement with somebody, but once those curse words start flying, it starts getting personal.
No more respect.
Yeah, no more respect. Okay, you don't have no respect for me. Then it starts turning into like, okay, so you can see, hey, they gonna hate Babylon for where it's
right here. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate, that's physical, and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
And naked is one of the secrets. All the things that America been doing and whispering them in the meetings, right? Those crafty councils. Who never started? Oh, you guys eat people, man. You guys putting people in them sandwiches. That's what I'm saying. You guys Americans are eating people, right? And people are laughing lightly. Why think you say that? Because it's a mistake. It just sounds weird. How that's beef. But if you kind of, I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, they're gonna start saying what Americans been doing behind the closed door. Right?
Verse 17. For Yahweh, for God, Yahweh is his name, hath put in their hearts.
See, like we read in Proverbs 21. His heart is the Lord. Because to a rational so-called citizen, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make what? That doesn't even make sense. How does that make sense? But see, you gotta come over to this side. You gotta come over to the Eastern way of thinking. Okay, that the prophetic way of thinking, the most control of everything. And we're starting to see it kindle. What I come to say fire on earth, and what will I? It be already kindled. Kindle is it's to start the fire. The kindle is to start the fire so the fire can grow. So you outside say, hey, look, I'm going to come bring fire, judgment, but it's already started. I'm coming to finish it.
It says, Yahweh has put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city. And it says here now, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Who could that be?
Right. You know, that doesn't mean you need to break it down. Like when so-called scandemic was happening, who was given directions of who can't land here, who can't fly, who can't do that. You know, it wasn't Mother Nation. It was America telling you gotta ground your planes. And then when first, when 9/11 happened, they redirected planes, go over there and you no nation can do that.
And you can see the nations who rebelled against the order to give the people the juki juk, those leaders are not with us anymore.
No.
They took them out. So when you go to Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. When you go right here, it says it here. Who's the wicked? Who runs the world? Who is in charge of all these things? It doesn't matter if you're in China, if you're in Vietnam, or if you claim to be rebelling against them. You are controlled by them.
Yeah. Okay. You have to use American dollars.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, they'll overthrow your government.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, look. What nation can actually threaten another nation? And say, "I'm gonna take you,"
And get away.
and do it.
Live TV, the president live TV.
Live TV, snatch him up, and put him on. Where's that story at? They don't talk about that story.
I'm like, bring that nigga.
You know, yeah, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get an actor going there with special weapons and shit, you know, and snatch you up.
And you know this devil is proud that he himself would actually go to this man's jail and visit him and be like, got you, told you. That's how proud this man is. He'll do it. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So the point we're trying to make here today is that the beast, which is the EU and NATO, they're going to hate Babylon the Great, which is who? America.
Right? Real quick, close off. Is that way you're trying to wrap things up?
You got it.
Obadiah 1 and 7.
Yeah. You start at 6?
Start at 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can read it for you. I can read it out. You know, this Obadiah just completely exposed. Very important book in the scripture. You know, but Obadiah, he only had one book. But it's very important. You know, Obadiah, verse 6 said, "How are the things of Esau? How are his
Fear the man of the Lord. We have to go to the history of things, the certain scriptures, right? You know, what balance things, you know, of what happened in the past, you know, and string it, like bring it through the Bible. You know, these out to make sure what we got. Right?
How are his enemies sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee.
So NATO was not EU. They're at peace with America. I think the head of EU, United Nations, is in America, man. And then I think on their license plate, it states the Empire State, New York. It says right on the license plate, New York Empire State.
Right. The men that were at peace with thee and prevailed against thee.
So that's written, man. Signs that they're going to prevail against you. Like this man was going to bombs you think you have and infrastructure that's impenetrable, right? The men the Lord has set up, they're going to prevail. They're going to win. So we know, you know, and how this story ends, right?
They that eat thy bread.
And it's so clear.
Oh, you want to read NLT? Okay, I'll read this in the it says, "They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding him."
So you don't understand that what we're saying. You don't stand under doctrine. You haven't taken up your subscription. And if you do, you know, there's books that you subscribe to, and they come so fast and so many that you just put them down. And they subscribe your names on it, your address, and you know. So you weren't paying attention to what we're saying. Like you see the prophet, and you just regarded it as like it's nothing. Because the most I think exact judgment as how we want to think be exacted, but it's going to happen. You know,
Waiting upon the Lord until I rise.
Yeah, it's Obadiah 1 and 7. It says, all your allies, you people understand allies. Yeah? You don't understand the Confederacy, the allies. It says all your allies will turn against you. So the same people at the beach, the European Union, it says they will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you.
So they're plotting right now. They're saying peace, peace, peace. They're keeping it that if people keep it politically correct, make sure they're taking all the right. But behind the scenes, they got deals with each other to come against America. And it's going to be amplified as they go.
It says your trusted friends will set traps for you.
Yeah, because America friendship with the EU all based upon America having military dominance over them. Now we can be friends. Now everything's all good. Once I beat you down, I mean, now we can be friends. So they're upset about it. They're mad, and then you're throwing salt in their wounds. Because what Trump did, talking about God was he like pretty much cursed out the EU. He cursed out NATO, saying you wouldn't do nothing without me. This is what I did. Your country is bad. It's not even doesn't look like Europe anymore. He's like insulting it.
So Canada alive because of the
Yeah, he said, remember that. Canada, you are alive because of America. Remember that. You would be nothing. I'm damn. But hey, that he was more stopped than himself.
Yeah, your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. So, yeah.
One more. Yeah. Jeremiah 50. We get that. We're just going into that word. Jeremiah 50, and I think 20. Jeremiah 50, and then we can go. Jeremiah 50 and 24. There we go. I'll read 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder, broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. And thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. So basically, going back in that verse of Obadiah, verse 7, the NOT, you don't even know that this is what's going on. You don't even know that your allies, your perceived homies, that really are not your homies, is you talking shit behind your back. You talking about I'll knock you out, I'll do this, I'll do that, and they're like they're getting together without you, and they're plotting to come against you, and the Lord is going to bless it. They're going to prevail, and you're going to be like, what happened? Not knowing that this is all, and we're telling. There comes a point where somebody's so proud, you can't tell them. Yeah, so hey, we pray that you brothers and sisters were edified. We want to give all praises, honor, glory to double honor for our apostle, elder, bishop, elder, great millstone, and will. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing the word. Till next time, shalom to the left.